Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. I'm excited to be here with you less than a week away from Thanksgiving. I know it's crazy. I feel like November just got here. I don't even know, but we're here, and I'm excited to show you guys some more of the holiday boot camp series that we're doing, where we're just showcasing, how you can use some local foods in your side dishes for the holidays or for your main dishes, just showing you some delicious ways to eat local this season. So, today, I am hoping that I have some converters to the dark side of liking Brussels sprouts. I know, controversial vegetable. It's my favorite, so I'm hoping that some of you will try this recipe and be converted because Brussels sprouts can be so delicious if you cook them correctly. And we are just at the end of Brussels sprout season. I actually didn't get these Brussels sprouts locally, but that's okay because the rest of the things are very local, and I got them at Salad Days. So I'm really excited. I got this watermelon radish that is the most gorgeous pink color inside, and I'll show you that because we're going to use a mandolin to get them really nice and thin, and it's going to be the base of our dish today. I also got some gorgeous garlic. I got some microgreens that are going to be a nice little topper, and then I also got, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, some sun-dried green tomatoes. And I'm going to be using these in a future recipe, but I've never seen sun-dried green tomatoes before, and I'm really excited. So Salad Days goes to the Franklin County Farmers Market and also the Lexington Farmers Market, and it's based in Versailles. And if you can't make it to those markets or you want to go on a different day, you can go to their farm store on their farm. And this was really great. It's kind of a self-serving farm store, and that you go in and you bring cash or check, or you can Venmo and PayPal the owners. And you go in and you have your choice of, canned vegetables. You can get honey. Like I said, you can get some sun-dried tomatoes. There are breads, and then there's all of this fresh veggies that you can choose from. And then you just pick out what you want, put your cash or check in the box or Venmo and PayPal, and you're on your way. It's basically the easiest way to get fresh vegetables. And you can check their website and see what is available that day, or check their social medias. It's really nice. I've had some vegetables from Salad Days before. It's really great quality, and it's really worth all of the money. I'm really excited because we're going to be making a warm shredded Brussels sprout salad that has farro, which is kind of like a wild rice. It's a grain, and it's going to be topped with some crispy chickpeas and a Dijon shallot vinaigrette. It's going to be delicious. It's going to convert some of you. I know it will. I hope you guys give it a try, and let's get into it.
To get us started, we are going to work with the watermelon radish first, and you're going to want to clean these properly and then slice the ends off. And once you get to that, you can either use your knife to cut some slices, or if you have a mandolin and you like thin slices, you can use that. Just be careful, mandolins have a taste for blood and are very sharp. But I like using it just so that I can get extremely thin slices that look really pretty at the bottom of our salad. Pop your slices in some cold salted water to take some of the spice out of them if they're extra fiery. Moving on to the Brussels sprouts. So for all of these, you are going to trim the ends off and then look for any imperfections on the leaves on the outside. You can easily peel those off. And then for the first half of the Brussels sprouts, you are going to slice these. For the second half, you are going to halve or quarter them depending on the size. I like having different textures in my meal, and I think this really adds some nice body to it. But you can easily slice all of them, halve all of them, kind of go with the flow, or you can use your food processor and shred all of these. Something that is going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to show you guys is I am making the farro. So farro, like I said, is very similar to a wild rice or quinoa, which you can substitute both of those as well. And basically you're just going to take about 2.5 cups of water, a cup of farro, and add it into a sauce pot together. Let that come to a boil, and then reduce it to a simmer, cover, and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes, and taste it after that time. You are looking for it to soak up almost all the water in a similar way that rice does. Like I said, if you can't find this or you have something else you want to substitute, that is perfectly fine. It is just a nice grain to add into this warm salad. Once the Brussels sprouts are ready to go, you're going to give them a nice healthy coating of olive oil, salt and pepper, pop them on some baking sheets, and put them at the oven at 400 degrees until they start to get a golden roasted color. For our crispy chickpeas, we are going to take a can of chickpeas, give it a rinse, drain all of the liquid out of it, put it on our baking sheet, and then give it a nice coat of oil. You can toast them up like this, but I added a little bit of everything but the bagel seasoning for a touch of flavor. While those are in the oven and toasting up with the Brussels sprouts, we're going to get started on the Dijon shallot vinaigrette. And we're going to do this by starting off with our shallot. We are just going to dice this into a pretty fine small piece. I'm also going to run my knife through it and do a little bit of a mince just to make sure that I have some pretty small pieces. You don't want any big hunks of onion. And I'm going to add this into a bowl so that I can whisk it. But if you have a mason jar or a jar laying around, this is really nice to add it in and shake it up. You can get the kids involved, see who can vigorously shake it fast enough. And it's really good at mixing up the oil and the water and all of the liquids together and getting a nice emulsion. Once that's ready to go, we're going to pull the bowl over and add in the olive oil, the water, a splash of vinegar of your choice. I used red wine vinegar because it's my favorite, and then a big pinch of salt and pepper. And finally, we're going to do our Dijon mustard. I used my measuring spoon to start that just so that I got everything off of it, but I'm also going to whisk it quite vigorously to make sure that I get everything combined pretty well. Do the same thing if you have a jar, just make sure you shake it and keep in mind that you probably will have to do it again before adding it to the salad. For assembly, I added in all of my Brussels sprouts, a scoop or two of the farro, and then only added probably about a quarter or a half of my dressing and tasted it to see how I liked that. And then I assembled my plate. So I did a bed of the watermelon radishes, I added my worm salad on top, I topped it with some chickpeas, and then with the remaining dressing, I did a few spoonfuls of that on top, some of the microgreens, and you are ready to go. This is the most beautiful salad or side dish that I have made. I am so excited. This has turned out really beautiful, and I hope you guys give this a try, maybe even have it for your Thanksgiving dinner. Thanks, guys. See you next week.